Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to Mindful Combat. If you're new to the channel, my name's Rohan, and it's my platform where I do fight sports related content. If you're new here, why don't you help me grow your platform? All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and maybe hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a video. With that said, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at 5 times that Tyson Fury amazed the world. With Tyson Fury, there's always going to be a few caveats to his career. Obviously, he took off 3 years on that cocaine binge, and that definitely impacted him, and physically, mentally, he was in a horrible place, and he was able to fight through that, and it became quite an amazing and incredible comeback story, and he's inspired many people around the world, particularly myself. A lot of people currently consider him to be the undisputed champion, and I believe that argument can be made considering he is the lineal champion to all of Anthony Joshua's belts, and now he's officially recognized by Ring Magazine as the lineal heavyweight champion to those championship belts, and it's not just him calling himself the lineal champion. He's also now the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and he holds a professional record of 30 wins, 0 losses and 1 draw. What's amazing about that is, whilst he's had a long and storied career, Tyson Fury is still young, only 31 years old, and still in the prime of his career. As a heavyweight, they tend to have a bit longer of a shelf life, so he's going to be around for a long time, or as long as he wants to be, because I know he has talked about wanting to hang it up soon, and maybe that makes sense considering how long he's been doing this. But I believe that fighting helps him and puts him in a great mental time frame. Anyways, without further ado, I can talk about Tyson Fury all day, so let's get into my video. So, at number 5, I've got Tom Schwarz. Now, Tom Schwarz, who Tyson Fury fought on the 15th of June 2019 in his Las Vegas debut, is not a fighter that many people think a lot of. I am not one of them. He was a European heavyweight champion, and coming into the fight, he was 24-0. He was still only 24 years old, and he still had a long way to go, and he actually still has a long way to go now. The book's not written on Tom Schwarz. He fought Tyson Fury in a fight where Tyson Fury was heavily criticized for taking this fight, but you got to think about that. You know, logically, Tyson Fury is a guy who, before that fight, yes, he had looked good against Deontay Wilder, but had only fought 3 times in 3 years. 2 of those fights was against bums, and he needed to get his mojo back. Tom Schwarz provided him an opportunity to fight a name that wasn't the most difficult challenge in the world, to fight an undefeated fighter, a young fighter, and an opportunity for him to get some consistency back in his fighting and get him back into the ring. And Tom Schwarz was ranked relatively highly by the WBO at the time. Tom Schwarz, whilst came into that fight with nothing to lose and Tyson Fury didn't really have much to gain, Tyson Fury showed the world, actually, no, there is a little something to gain. He came out dressed in the American flag colours, obviously, for his Las Vegas debut, and he looked absolutely sensational. Great head movement, great footwork. He danced around, avoided anything that Tom Schwarz threw. There was that iconic moment where he was stuck in the ropes and he ducked and weaved and dodged everything that Tom Schwarz threw, and that was really adding to the whole experience. Yes, Tom Schwarz wasn't the most challenging of opponents, I know, but Tyson Fury went in there with an undefeated European heavyweight champion, just a fight removed from getting almost brutally knocked unconscious by Deontay Wilder. Who knows where his head was after that fight, and he came in there and he amazed with skills, he amazed with fluidity, he amazed with footwork, and he amazed with character. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, amazed the world on the 15th of June 2019, and it was a great addition to his career. Let's get back a little bit now. In 29th of November 2014, he fought Dereck Chisora in a huge fight here on the British soil for the European and British heavyweight titles. Dereck Chisora fight was actually a rematch for Tyson Fury. Since their first fight, Dereck Chisora had gone on to fight Wladimir Klitschko for the World Championship and put on a good performance. He got robbed in a fight against Robert Helenius for the European title, and yes, he had lost to David Hayes, so he had some losses along the way, but he fought Tyson Fury on a 5-fight win streak, and he was the current WBO European heavyweight champion, and he was a WBA international heavyweight champion, a 5-fight win streak, a known name, and he was taking on Tyson Fury, who had been making a lot of noise in the British domestic scene but had yet to make a mark internationally. What's also interesting about that is that despite the fact that Tyson Fury had beaten Dereck Chisora in their previous clash, Tyson Fury was a little bit of an underdog in this fight. Well, I don't know about technically in the bookmakers, but I know the public perception, a lot of it going around, was that Dereck Chisora was switched on, motivated, and he was going to win this fight. And Tyson Fury, well, he was always a hard sell to the British public for some reason, despite me being a fan of his throughout the entirety of his career. Now, what really amazed people in this fight was Tyson Fury's ability to fight in southpaw and orthodox. He absolutely dominated Dereck Chisora, yes, but the way he done it, the way he dominated the top contender and European heavyweight champion by switching stances, dictating the pace with his jab, putting the pressure on him, being completely unpredictable, showed the world that he can fight both orthodox and southpaw and do it impressively against world flight competition. That amazed the world. It was absolutely incredible performance, and after that Tyson Fury really showed the world just how much skills he had. And here on the British soils, I know it was definitely a turning point for a lot of the analysts in the game, and they started recognizing Tyson Fury's skill set and just how good Tyson Fury can be when he took out Dereck Chisora in the rematch, particularly the way he took out Dereck Chisora, making him quit in the 10th round. It was a battering, it was incredible. He displayed his versatility as a fighter, and it was a great performance for Tyson Fury. At number 3, we got his fight with none other than one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, which is Wladimir Klitschko. He fought Wladimir Klitschko on the 28th of November 2015. Oh, that's interesting. All these fights have been in November. Anyways, he fought Wladimir Klitschko on the 28th of November 2015. He came into the fight with only a 24-0 record at the time, and he had really beaten no one to note except for Dereck Chisora and maybe Christian Hammer. He had won a European title, but he was fighting Wladimir Klitschko, the great Dr. Steel Hammer, who was 64 wins and 3 losses at the time. He rode a 22-fight win streak, and he held every belt in the game with the exception of the WBC championship. Wladimir Klitschko had also made about 22 title defenses, I believe it was 18 in a row, and this fight was being fought in Germany, a second home to Wladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury had flown over to Germany, and he was seen as a very, very big underdog against Wladimir Klitschko, and a guy that not many people thought posed any kind of a threat to Wladimir. But that's not how the fight played out. Tyson Fury, in front of what was essentially a home crowd in Germany, completely dominated Wladimir Klitschko. He outboxed him, he outmoved him, he messed him around, and at times he was posing in front of him with his hands behind his back. He made a mockery of Wladimir Klitschko, and it was such an incredible performance that the world really started to appreciate the skill set of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury on this night, on the 28th of November, became officially the unified champion in the heavyweight division. Now, a rematch was discussed and it was meant to be, but it never happened because Tyson Fury went on a downward spiral. But on that night, Tyson Fury definitely amazed the world with his skills, with his abilities, with the opponent in Wladimir Klitschko, who was seen as being so dangerous and so difficult to beat. He was able to do everything he needed to do, show his versatility, display confidence, dance around. Despite the mockeries that he made in the press conference, Tyson Fury showed that he is a serious fighter, and now the #1 heavyweight in the world at that time. Tyson Fury's next steps, of course, will be well known. He would be gone for 3 years. He would be out of the game, and then he would come back to make somewhat of a disappointing performance against Sefer Safari, where he still looked ridiculously overweight. He then fought Francisco Pianeta in what was a good fight in Dublin. But what next happened is my number 4 greatest, or number 2 night when Tyson Fury amazed the world, and that was his first fight with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, who came into that fight with a 40-0 record with 39 knockouts, into their fight on the 1st of December 2018 was seen as the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world, and in my opinion still is the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world despite his loss to Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder came into that fight packing a lot of power and a lot of confidence. He had just taken out the most difficult challenge of his career in Luis Ortiz, and people were finally giving Deontay Wilder the respect he deserved as a long-reigning WBC champion. Tyson Fury was coming into that fight with only 2 wins in the last 3 years over subpar competition, and having just lost weight. He had only been active for 6 months, had only just dropped 10 stones, and had not looked himself for a long time. And then here he was in the ring with the most fierce heavyweight in the world, who had just had a bitter negotiation with Anthony Joshua, and the world was tuned in to watch their fight. On that night, a lot of people were expecting Deontay Wilder to catch Tyson Fury and spark him unconscious. And actually, in this fight, he amazed the world not once, but twice. Tyson Fury came in there and absolutely put it on Deontay Wilder, showed his skill set, showed that he has recovered, showed just how talented he is, and he completely dominated Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, winning at least 8 of those rounds, and he should have been given the decision. A pivotal moment in that fight came in the 12th round, where he all but got put flat unconscious, dropped by Deontay Wilder with his head bouncing off the canvas. The world stopping, holding their breath. They couldn't believe what had happened. They were certain that Tyson Fury had just been sparked unconscious. But guess what? Tyson Fury got right back up. And in that night, although he didn't get the decision that he should have, that draw in itself and getting back up in the 12th round was one of the most amazing, awe-inspiring things I've ever seen in my entire life of watching fighting. And Tyson Fury was able to shock the world and amaze the world at just how durable, just how tough, just how good he is. That brings us to number one, and number one is of course the rematch with Deontay Wilder. After the first fight with Deontay Wilder, he would go on to fight Tom Schwarz and then have a very disappointing performance against Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin came in unknown, unspoken of, and gave Tyson Fury all the trouble in the world that you can imagine. He cut him up badly and gave him a hellacious 12-round fight. Yes, Tyson Fury walked out, but in that same time, Tyson Fury had completely separated Dominic Breazeale and Luis Ortiz from their consciousness. He had looked so dangerous, and in coming into this fight, a lot of people were saying there's no way that Tyson Fury can get up from a knockdown like he did in the 12th round again, and that Tyson Fury had nothing for Deontay Wilder, who seems to be advancing and developing in his skill set as long with his power. However, Deontay Wilder, who came into that fight with a professional record of 42 wins, 0 losses and 1 draw, 41 KOs. Their fight on the 22nd of February 2020 was amazing, and it was dominant, and it did get finished, but not by Deontay Wilder. It was Tyson Fury who once again amazed the world by completely dominating Deontay Wilder, battering him, dropping him multiple times, even with a body shot, with head punches, eventually finishing that fight, and Deontay Wilder got absolutely finished. Now, I respect Deontay Wilder a hell of a lot, and I think he's an incredible talent. I also respect him a hell of a lot for continuing to stand up despite how tough the fight was getting. But Tyson Fury amazed the world and showed the world that he is the best heavyweight in the world, however it goes, on the 22nd of February 2020. Tyson Fury has amazed the world many times, and that's my top 5 times that he amazed the world. Anyway, fight fans, why don't you guys comment below? Let me know what you think about Tyson Fury and about the times he amazed the world. Let me know what your top 5 list will be, and if you disagree with my list. And let me know if you're enjoying this style of video, and if you want me to continue doing these types of videos. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like the video, share out the video, all that jazz. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Rohan, and this is Mindful Combat.